Hello and good morning, everyone. Yeah, we have a pretty busy update, lots to talk about here, so let's get right to it. Make sure the mic's pointed in the right direction, and there we go. I'll back up a little so my head stays in the shot. Okay, everything is perfect now. That's what we're looking like right now. Speaking of perfect, this is about as good as it gets. We have mostly cloudy skies, 76, dew point 68. It's breezy again, not quite as bad as yesterday. They have allowed that wind advisory to expire, but we do have a threat for some strong winds attached to these thunderstorms later today. Where are they now? They're out in Texas, where we actually have some severe storms, actually a tornado warning going on out around Marlin, Texas right now. And these storms have been tricking models just a little bit, actually. So we've got some pretty wildly different solutions. I was talking about this yesterday a little bit in the update, and I'm going to try to get through what I think is going to happen and actually showing you one model that I kind of think is off in some ways because it's really weakening these storms out over Texas. These storms are showing no sign of weakening. In fact, strengthening with more severe action here with the severe thunderstorm warning and that tornado warning there near Marlin, Texas, with a transient mesovortex that is moving on the northern end of that. Don't you love those terms? Mid to upper 70s right now. It's warm, it's humid, and we are going to stay that way today. Highs in the mid 80s. I actually bumped rain chances up this evening because that line that's not weakening out to our west, I think, could become a factor perhaps before midnight. So chances went from 20 to 50. It's going to be warm out there, 87 degrees. Your high 86, 87, somewhere in there. And then overnight tonight, temperatures are going to kind of depend on when that rain comes through. And again, there are wildly different solutions. So let's talk about severe threat first. This is the big picture showing you how large this system is. And we do have the severe risk. I'm going to go in a little closer and show our specific area. And we range from that level 1 marginal risk out east because of timing, back to the slight level 2 across the middle of central Louisiana. And then when we get further west, that enhanced level 3 risk. And again, this is more tied to timing than anything. It looks like what they're thinking is that the slower solutions are going to verify, and this line of severe storms will be in the area perhaps midnight to 2 a.m. out west, and then a little bit later, maybe 3 to 5 o'clock here in Alexandria, Gina, Oakdale 165 corridor, and then later, perhaps even after the 6 o'clock hour when this severe threat map goes away, and that's when that one ends. That's when we transition to this. They left a marginal risk. I think they'll bump part of that into a slight risk for tomorrow morning across the area. Now, here's the model that I think has a good idea on the later stuff, but it's really missing the early stuff because look, it shows everything out in Texas dying out. And then by 3 a.m., that line, that was a quick jump in time. So 3 a.m., big line coming through. This feels right here. This is something that I think is going to happen. The question is, do we get scattered storms out before that? And what I'm thinking is by this evening, yeah, we do, especially in the western half of the area. But look at that line, a solid line of storms, probably hangs around for a couple, maybe 3 hours. But with those efficient rainfall rates, we have a flood watch in place for some 2 to 4 inch totals, maybe even some isolated totals about 5 inches, and then that gets out of here. And I think the rest of Monday is pretty good after we clear that morning stuff out. That's going to take away the instability and everything, so I don't think we're going to see another round in the afternoon. Here are those flood alerts. You can see those river flood warnings that are highlighted in the outlined areas, and then a flood watch across a good chunk of central Louisiana. That includes Sabine, Natchitoches, Wynn, Grant, LaSalle, Vernon, Rapides, Beauregard, Allen, and Evangeline Parish. So it's going to be a rainy one, and what I did was break this down to show you the next couple of days, and then I'll show you beyond that what we're expecting. But we've really expanded the heavy rainfall on this. This system has progressively gotten worse for our area over the last couple of days. We're even putting near an inch of rain down toward New Orleans now. 2 to 4 inches of rain looks widespread with the threat for some 5+ inch totals. I don't think we do what we did a couple of weeks ago when we saw some totals exceeding a foot. But I do think we will see somewhat over 5 inches out of this. And because we were so wet from that last rainfall, that's why we have that flood watch in effect. Now, if we expand it out further, go through Saturday, you can see the colors get a little hotter here. So probably another 1/2 inch to 2 inches of rain for most as we get through the rest of the week. And that's going to come more in the form of some scattered showers. Now, here is what we are looking at on your 7-day. And I want to say it's not as bad as it looks, but it kind of is, just because we're going to see all that rain that comes in later today and into Monday. Monday's obviously the big show here. Sunday night into Monday morning, I should say. 100% coverage on the thunderstorms there. 2 to 4 inches of rain. Severe weather possible with all modes of severe weather possible. That means we could see some hail. We could see some damaging wind. We could see a couple tornadoes. The threat is pretty isolated, but, it just takes a few misplaced areas to cause some big problems. Tuesday and Wednesday, more scattered type storms there. Then Thursday, maybe a bit of a lull. Friday, we pulse the rain chances back up again, and maybe another little lull on Saturday. But you see, next 7 days, there is a chance for rain each and every day, and then we go beyond this, and I'll give you my plan for today at the end here. Warmer than normal. We've seen this. This has been in the forecast for a long time. So May 6th to May 12th, warmer than normal, with the continued threat for at least scattered storms in the area, keeping us near to above normal on our precipitation totals. Now, for today, I'm probably going to go live again. Tom or I will be live again later this afternoon to kind of discuss the threat, see what things are coming together. And we'll know a lot more by 3 or 4 o'clock as we see the characters of the storms, the characteristics of the storms that are coming in from Texas. Do they hold together? Are they strengthening? Things like that. Because like I showed you on one of the models that I really prefer, it shows nothing. Now, I think that the other models that are showing some stuff this evening are the correct story right there. But again, the overnight threat is going to be the bigger one. So I'll be watching things. Yes, there is a threat for hail. I don't see this as one of those deals where we're looking at like baseball-sized hail, but I think some isolated hail, maybe quarter, $50 size is possible. I think our most widespread threat will be isolated damaging wind, and of course, we have that threat for a couple isolated tornadoes. I believe it's at 5% within 25 miles of a point, so you can kind of do the math in your head. Probably like a 5% chance that a tornado hits your parish. So a 1 in 20 chance of a tornado in your parish, that could be, one that is on the ground for a quarter mile and is 100 yards wide. So it could cover a very small area. It's hard to communicate the risk on that kind of stuff, but there is the chance the parameters are coming together to where we could see perhaps a couple isolated tornadoes sprinkled across the area. And I don't say that to say it lightly. I'm just saying, in most cases, even on the worst days, those tornadoes are going to avoid exactly where your location is. So I will be watching things all day long. I will keep you posted, and Tom and I will be covering it all. And then overnight tonight, of course, we'll be with you should we see those severe warnings, and I kind of think we will. All right, have a great Sunday. I'll see you back here later today.